Hello, so I'll be covering wheeler landings in this video, just to hopefully make it a little bit easier for you, and also to get that sight picture too. So with a wheeler landing, we want to approach with about a 10% increase to our airspeed than we normally would with a three-pointer. As we know with our Cub, you normally approach at about 50 knots. Well, 10% of 50 of course is 5, so we want to approach at 55 knots, just so we have the extra energy for the wheeler landing. We'll maintain that extra 5 knots all the way until we're about the height of a double-decker bus. And then our goal will be to transition to a sort of level flight attitude, maintaining level flight over the runway, controlling our speed with pitch, and a minimum descent rate with our throttle. So you'll typically find you'll still have a smidge of power in just on that final sort of flying level part of the landing. Once the wheels contact with the runway, we're going to pull the power out, and we're going to gently push the stick forward ever so slightly just to pin the main wheels onto the deck. Then what we're going to do is we're going to try and maintain that level attitude as long as we possibly can until the tail can no longer fly and it comes down gently by itself. So that will mean pushing forward more and more the slower she gets. You can bring the tail down earlier, but you'll find that you do have a little bit of energy in that, so requires a bit of caution, which is useful for short rough strips, but I'll go into that another time. Wheeler landings are useful for keeping an eye on your aiming point for the landing throughout the whole landing, obviously, as opposed to a wheeler where you can no longer see over the nose. It's useful for crosswind conditions, as you place one wheel down first, then the other, than the tail, but again I will go more in depth into that another time, and once I've got some better footage on that, if you like. And it's also perfect for hard runways where it could batter our tail wheel, so when letting it down nice and gently. But something to consider is if the tail wheel hits something such as a pothole at Sturgate, it can sometimes go a bit squirrely and start spinning. All you need to do in that case is gently push forward to unload the tail, and it should sort itself out, and then once it's back, we pull the stick back. So to recap, slightly faster approach, flying level with the runway, upon contact with the runway, chop the power, gentle stick forward, maintain level attitude, and once the tail touches the ground, pull the stick back to maintain the stick back. So let's take a look. So here I am on short final, 55 knots, got my aiming point of the numbers. As I approach the runway, my speed is coming back, and now I'm transitioning to a level flight attitude and minimum rate of descent with the throttle. A little bit of power still in just to maintain that. Wheels kiss the runway, gentle stick forward, power comes off, maintaining straight with the rudder, and pushing forward with the stick to keep that level as possible. The tail's stopping flying now and contacts the ground, hits a pothole and goes a little bit squirrely, so I unloaded the tail just to stop it, and now the stick is fully back. Let's have a look at another one. So here I am once again, short final, a little bit high, so a little less power, and maintaining my speed with the pitch. Speed is coming back now that I'm beginning a gentle round out. Maintaining level flight, minimum rate of descent with the throttle, don't let it land. Wheels touch the ground, power comes out, stick gently forward, maintaining straight with the rudder, and pushing forward on the stick to prevent the tail from coming down. Tail nicely touches the ground, stick fully back to hold it down, and there we go. Something to note again is if you rewind and have a look when I pulled the throttle out, just how small of a throttle input I actually had. You'll notice there wasn't much in to maintain that level flight. So just be aware of that. Nice small throttle input. You don't need lots of power to maintain it, otherwise you'll find it won't ever want to land. But you want to prevent it from landing, just to make it a little easier. Here it is closer up. Just a very small throttle input is all I had. I hope that helped, and I'll cover crosswind wheeler landings another time, along with 3 points if you like. Hopefully see you guys soon.